In this video, I'm going to show you how to work your way through this activity. So this is called the quadratic formula flower power. And once I'm done with this video, there's going to be a spot for you to click down here to watch it. So each one of these problems will need to be worked. When you find the answer to that problem, you'll come over here and find the correct color to color that petal. So I'm going to work through one of the problems to show you how to do it. So on slides 3, 4, 5, and 6, you'll see all the problems, and it has a way for you to put in the correct numbers for each of the letters A, B, and C in the quadratic formula. I do want to point out that this square root symbol does not look like it's covering all of this, but it truly is. When you go to the first slide, the whole square root is over the b squared minus 4ac. It's just that in Google Slides, I couldn't get it to do that. So start by coming up here and looking to see what your a, b, and c are in the equation. So if it's in standard form, your a is in front of the x squared, the b is in front of the x, and the c is after the x. So the a is 1, so anywhere I see an a, I'm going to put a 1. And I can add in my own parentheses. And b is not just 13, but negative 13. If you see a minus in front of it, you need to make sure you put a negative 13 when you replace b. So I'm also going to put that in parentheses. And notice how I did not touch this negative sign. So this negative follows the 13, and then I also have a negative on the outside of that. So that's going to be a positive 13. So I can come down here and replace that whole thing with a positive 13. If your problem starts looking funny like this, just stretch it out and it will go back. So anytime things start stacking up, just stretch it out. I can also make these 13. So you're going to do that all the way down. You want to make sure you change all of those. Now I'm going to replace this b with a negative 13. Stretch it out when that happens. I'm going to replace the c with 30. All right, so stop the video because I want you to go find out what this answer is. Do not square root it yet. So let's find out what parentheses, negative 13 inside with a square on the outside, minus 4 times 1 times 30 is. So if you type this in correctly, you get 49. So that's going to replace the question mark. Now, the square root is still there. So square root of 49 is 7. So I need to put a 7 there and a 7 there. Okay, so square root of 49 is 7. The reason why I have two problems down here is to separate this plus over the minus, plus minus. So you work the problem with the plus sign and then you work it with the minus sign. Also, this 2 times 1 we now know is just a 2. So we can replace all of those and make sure we have a 2. So now you want to work the problem. So 13 plus 7 is 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. So come over here and put a 10. And then 13 minus 7 is 6. 6 over 2 is 3. So the two answers or solutions for this problem would be a 10 and a 3. So now go back and find 10 and 3, and here it is. So we know problem 1's petal needs to be this purplish color. So if I'm not sure what color that is, click on it, come up here, and you can see that the bucket has that purple fill color. If you click it, you can see it's the one below the white. Now, be careful. If I click this whole thing, or just different things will light up pieces here. I don't want to color this. I want to color the petal. That highlighted the whole thing. So you have to kind of play around. There we go. See how it highlighted this petal? So you want to kind of play around with it and click on just the petal. And when you click here, it's going to just color the petal. If for some reason the whole thing, let's say this whole thing ended up being purple and you do not want that to happen, just undo. Okay? All right, so we just want that to be colored purple. Now, something you can do so that you do not have to worry about these two numbers anymore is highlight them, come over here to Format, Text, and you can strike through. You could also click Alt-Shift-5 as a shortcut, and then that way you know you've done that problem. So now you're going to go do number 2 and so forth, all the same way. If you notice you have a binomial, you've got to notice what's missing. So there's no x in this problem, so that means the b is 0 in this problem. But down here, you have a of a 1, a b of 13, but there is no c, so c equals 0. All right, good luck.